Hey, I'm trying to build a sauna. So I guess I'll do a few videos. The first is going to be the Opulent systems versus the AC Infinity. And the issue is I'm really OCD. So I pretty much researched everything. The way that I do things, including trading, is I aggregate all the information as possible that's available. And then I pretty much discard everything that's not useful to me and simplify it to its most basic level. So here I have the AC Infinity. This is 4x4. This is the Opulent systems. And then this is 5x5. I also bought this Durherm. This is like also a sauna, but I'm going to talk to you about the EMF, because the reason why I bought this was that it supposedly had low EMF, but then I bought an EMF, like one of those EMF testers, and the EMF in this thing is off the chart. If the EMF on this was actually low, then this would be ideal. I also have this 4x4 Opulent systems, but I'm not going to build this, and the reason is that, in my opinion, the AC Infinity is significantly better. I also built a cold plunge, so I'm going to discuss that with you guys. There's just a lot of stuff, but thankfully, like, I have a ton of stuff, like a filter. Those are some Ruby Lux bulbs. I also bought a few of these hot plates in order to add incremental heat, but I'm actually going to return those as well because I don't need them. There's just a ton of things that I bought. There's the EMF filter, that thing on the right. And then there's some JB water weld, which I also didn't use at all for the cold plunge because the only thing I needed was this food grade silicone. Now, just real quick, and I'll do another video on how to build your own cold plunge. But here you can see that I used a Whirlpool, and I just did the seams on this, and it's not pretty or anything, but it does the job. So real quick, if I had to choose one between the AC Infinity and then also the Opulent systems, then I'm gonna go with the AC Infinity by far. And the reason is that it's just much thicker. So it's much thicker. Additionally, the poles on the AC Infinity are much stronger. Here you can see. So the poles on the AC Infinity are much stronger. They're thicker, okay, than the poles are on the Opulent systems. The poles on the Opulent systems are like much smaller. And then the cover on this, it's like much more flimsy. See how? Whereas on this, it's probably about twice as thick. I mean, if you probably can't notice the difference, but it is significantly thicker, like noticeably thicker. All right, this is more flimsy. I mean, maybe not twice as much, but it is. And then, yeah, this is definitely thicker, okay? So there's the Ruby Lux bulb. And these poles right here are definitely much thicker. They're about twice the diameter as these, all right? The other thing that I really like about the AC Infinity is that their presentation and the unboxing is incredible. I mean, both of them give you a removable floor so that when you sweat, you can just take it out. Here, there's a removable floor for that as well. But the AC Infinity, their directions are better. They give you a travel case. They label everything. It's just a much better experience. It just feels much more luxurious. They just put more attention to detail, and I think that that's awesome. And then their support is great too. I had a question, and I just went on the website, and they answered it. The one thing, and sorry for being like super OCD, but on their instructions, they have this inner flap Velcro, and I really have no idea what the inner flap Velcro is used for. I read all the instructions because, I'm a little bit like crazy OCD, like I said, and it's never mentioned here, so I really have no idea what the inner flap Velcro is. Now, real quick, I'm going to turn on this light, okay? And then you're going to see, so there, I'm going to turn it on. I'm just going to zip this, and then I'm going to turn the light off real quick. And you're going to see that no light escapes. Okay? So let me turn off the garage light. See? Completely dark. No light escapes from that. Let me see if I can go in the front too without killing myself. Crap, okay. See, now I'm in the front and you can't see any light, all right? That light is from an outlet, but no light is escaping that. So actually, let me try to unzip it. Let me find the zipper and then you'll see that. Where's the zipper? Zipper, zipper, zipper. There it is. Found it. There we go. You see? Boom. Awesome, right? Isn't that amazing? That's great. Okay, so just to let you know, if I had to choose one, I would definitely choose the AC Infinity. Now, here's the kicker though, okay? If you want to build a kick-ass sauna, and I'm going to put together like a better guide, I'm actually going to get a 3x3, okay? So this one, the one on the left, the Opulent systems, this is 5x5. This is too large. And this one is 4x4. And this is also too large. So if I had to choose one, I'm going to go with the 3x3 AC Infinity. And the reason is that if you get 3 of those Ruby Lux bulbs, and I have 3 of them, so I have one in there in this sauna, and then I have 2 of them right there. So if you get 3 Ruby Lux bulbs, and then 3 of these things, okay? And you put them in a 3x3 enclosure, then you don't need anything else. You have 3 Ruby Lux bulbs, you have a 3x3 enclosure, you have a little chair, and then within 10 minutes, your sauna is going to be really hot. You don't need any external heat sources. I was messing around with adding some burners and things like that, and it's not necessary. You just get a small 3x3, so that way it's not too claustrophobic. But the purpose of the 3x3, it's also a little bit lower. So I think it's around 68 inches instead of 80. They say it's 80, but this is actually really 79. I measured it, all right? So it'll be about 68. So figure it'll be like here, okay? And then it'll be 3x3. You get 3 Ruby Lux bulbs, you flip it on, and literally within 10 minutes, you're gonna have a super hot sauna that you can sweat in. And it's also adjustable because if it gets too hot, you just take out a bulb. So and it's portable. So it's super easy, it's portable. You can build the entire thing in about 20 to 30 minutes. So initially I was like, oh, let's go with a 5x5. It'll be more luxurious. But the problem is that it doesn't get hot enough because it's so large. And then I thought, well, with a 4x4, then that would be great. And hey, the 4x4 would be great as well, but I really don't need a 4x4. And plus, it's high. So as a result, I want to be able to hang the Ruby Lux from the ceiling. And with a 3x3, because it's 68 inches, I can hang it from the ceiling and it'll be fine. So figure that, I actually don't know how the 3x3 is configured, but I can pretty much hang like 2 lights from the ceiling and maybe one of them on this or on one on a strap. I'll figure it out and it'll be perfect. I mean, that would be amazing. Now, here's the other thing. Prior to deciding to do a do-it-yourself sauna, I looked on Craigslist. I also looked on eBay, and I was also going to buy a Radiant Health sauna because it was low in EMF. The problem with Radiant Health sauna, they're out in Canada. They told me that they didn't have any availability for 5 months. So, and also their prices to deliver it to where I'm at, it would be $4,600. So $4,600 for a sauna. And it's not really that portable because you have to build it, you have to unbuild it. Now I was actually okay with all that stuff because I went on Craigslist, I found a wealthy guy who I spoke to him like a few times. He actually lives in Fisher Island and he seemed to like me, and he had a clear light sanctuary sauna. And I think that's about like an $8,000 sauna, and he was gonna give it to me for about $5,000. The problem with that is I would have had to spend about $800 just to get the electrical wiring specifically for that specific sauna. So you have to make sure that with some of these saunas that you can plug them into your existing electrical outlet, because some of them mandate and require specific like 240 volt, and they also require like a 20 amp outlet that's dedicated with its own circuit. So you have to make sure with this thing, forget about like $5,000 or even $2,000. The 3x3, I ordered it and it's going to come in about a month because it's back ordered. It's $99, okay? 3 bulbs. The bulbs are about $25 each, and these clamps are about $14 each. So you're looking at about $200 in total, maybe about $200, $210 in total. Okay, and then also the extension cord. So let's say about $225 in total for a sauna. That's amazing. Okay, and add the chairing. So the chair is an additional $20. So $250. All right. For $250, I would have to, that would be how much the electrician would cost just to come out here. So for the electrician to not even do any work, just for him to show up, they would charge me about $150 to $200. I have a fully portable sauna that I can build and unbuild in about 15 to 20 to 25 minutes, and something that's extremely functional and that's flexible. Because if a bulb stops working, I can just order another one. If God forbid, like a hole gets in the grow tent, then I can just order another one. It's no problem. But if you start talking about saunas and you get ceramic heaters and carbon heaters and all that, and one of those breaks, you're looking at least $1,000. It's not worth it. This thing is amazing. And all in, it cost me $250. For the cold plunge, all in, it cost me about $600 because I spent about $540 in total, including shipping on the chest freezer, and the ancillary stuff is going to cost about $60 in total. So $600 for the cold plunge, $250 for the sauna, and it's just amazing. It's it's just great. A few other things that I wanted to let you know. I did experiment with adding like a hot plate and heaters. It's not worth it. Just get a bulb, an incandescent bulb that's 250 watts. It actually gives off a fair amount of heat. It gives off, those things burn at about 550 degrees Fahrenheit. So, that's like really, really high. I don't know what that is in Celsius. What is it, like around 300 or something? But it's something around there. All right, so 300 degrees Celsius or 550 degrees Fahrenheit. And so I experimented with that. One of the problems with the heaters, or rather the hot plates, that I think that they're coated with a little bit of a toxic substance, because even though I try to burn it off, when I tried those heaters in the 5x5 Opulent Systems sauna, it started to like smell up, and it just it negatively affected my breathing. So I definitely would not go that route. Instead, I would just get cheap $20 bulbs for Ruby Lux. They don't have any mercury in them. They don't have any formaldehyde. They don't have any fluoride in it. Get some of the clamps. Get either a 3x3 or a 4x4 AC Infinity grow tent, and then you can build the entire thing for $250. And look, I'm being straight up with you. I am extremely detail oriented, and I did a tremendous amount of research. Keep it as simple as possible. I mean, look, I have all these things like the electric burners, and I ordered like 3 other ones. I ordered another electric burner right here that I was going to test out. I'm just going to return it, because I even bought like a different power socket, because I needed something that had more wattage and more joules, so to not trip the internal power structure. It's just not even worth it. Okay, I'm going to do another video regarding the Durherm and the reason why I'm not going to keep it, besides the fact that it costs over $500. But to recap, just get a 3x3 or a maximum 4x4 AC Infinity. Get 3 maximum of 4 Ruby Lux bulbs. Get some of those cheap clamps on Amazon and build yourself a $250 sauna, put in your garage or in your bathroom, and you're done. It's perfect. You can set the whole thing up in like 2 hours. You don't have to research or do anything else. I've done all that research for you. So save time and then just, yeah, just build it and it'll be amazing.